Native and African Americans cannot digest cow's milk. Starbucks makes them pay more. Stop this.
Save the blood and save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now. And save the planet, save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now.
Save the planet.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this story featuring a woke Hollywood leftist that really made me chuckle. Because have I mentioned to you guys that these people are insane? That the woke left in our country has gone absolutely insane. And this is a story that highlights the insanity of the left. As Oscar nominee, Hollywood actor James Cromwell superglued himself to a Starbucks counter because they charge him extra for plant-based milk. Yes, this guy protested inside of Starbucks because a company charged him extra for milk that costs more to produce and to buy. Okay, and he had the wokest reason ever for doing so. So I want to talk about this because I found this story to be hilarious. But before I get in that, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You can support the Patreon, you can support the PayPal, you support the merch. There are multiple ways to support the channel if you would like to do so. And I appreciate each and every last one of you that has supported my channel. It means everything to me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Oscar nominee James Cromwell superglued himself to a New York City Starbucks counter in protest of the fact that the company charges extra to use plant-based milk in drinks. In a protest that was live streamed to Facebook by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA activist, the LA Confidential actor, superglued himself to the counter before delivering a statement about the company's surcharge for vegan milk options and its impact on both the environment and on communities of color. Yeah, so just like a woke Hollywood actress would, right? A white liberal, specifically woke like white liberal, use black folks, right, aka people of color, to justify your ridiculous protest. Right? So I'm actually gonna play you guys some of the footage here of this protest so you guys can get more context in terms of what this lunatic is talking about. Take a look.
Starbucks has admitted that cow's milk is the company's biggest contributor to its carbon footprint. And Starbucks agreed that vegan milks are a big part of the solution, but it still charges for them. Producing cow's milk generates 3 times more greenhouse gases than producing vegan options. Starbucks claims that it wants to be more sustainable, but it discourages customers from choosing sustainable products. The company claims to be committed to inclusion and diversity, but it still discriminates against those who can't have dairy.
Save the planet, save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now.
Save the planet, save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now.
Save the planet, save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now.
Save the planet, save the cows.
And the vegan upcharge now.
Yeah. So basically what he's saying in a nutshell, his argument is that, well, it's bad for the environment, okay, and climate change, and also is racist too, right, discriminatory. So, yeah, he used every woke excuse in the book for why in the world he's doing this protest. So let's read a little bit more here. Cromwell, who can be seen wearing a t-shirt emblazoned with the words "Free the Animals," argued that vegan milk options were better for the environment. He also claimed that charging more for them was discriminatory, particularly because minorities suffer from lactose intolerance at a higher rate than white Americans do, but also because he felt that those who chose vegan options as a matter of conscience were being penalized for making a moral choice. Look, I don't think this guy understands how business economics works, right? And the fact that soy milk, okay, is very expensive to produce. It is significantly more expensive to produce than regular milk. I think it's actually twice as expensive. And one of the reasons why it's twice as expensive is because of processing. Some of it has to do with the packaging, right? The fancy packaging that these companies put on it, bottling, all this other stuff that goes into the production of the milk. Right? So if production costs are more, if it costs you more to actually buy the product, then in order to achieve a profit margin that's going to allow you to stay in business, you have to charge more for the product. Okay, I don't think this guy understands that. But see, here's the thing about woke leftists. They don't understand business, right? This is why we should require people to take financial literacy classes for stuff like this, because if this guy was financially literate, he will understand that this protest makes absolutely no sense, right? That Starbucks isn't charging more for soy milk in their coffee or whatever simply because they're trying to discriminate against minorities, right? It is simply because it costs more. That is why, right? They're not trying to discriminate against vegans or anything like that. All that vegan stuff that these people love, that's honestly really not that healthy. Okay, it's not as healthy as they claim. It's not as environmentally friendly as they claim either. That stuff costs more to produce, right? I mean, it's basically a scam, but it costs more to produce, right? It just does. So with that being said, if you want these companies to stay in business and for them to keep producing this vegan stuff that you claim is good for the environment, then you got to pay for it. It is what it is, right? All this climate stuff that y'all want is expensive. It is what it is. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? So with that being said, don't try to invoke so-called minorities or black folks to fit your agenda, because I'm not lactose intolerant, right? I love my cow's milk. Well, actually, I don't really drink that much milk. And I'm surprised I haven't developed lactose intolerance by now, but I don't know. Maybe I am. I have no idea. I haven't had any problems drinking milk. I'm just saying. I just don't like the fact that this guy is trying to basically say that Starbucks charging more for soy is racist. That's what he's saying, right? It's racist, okay? To justify his silly protest. Quote, when will you stop raking in huge profits while customers, animals, and the environment suffer? Cromwell asked, arguing that in order to provide the dairy products used at Starbucks, animals were subjected to quote-unquote violence. When will you stop penalizing people for their ethnicities, their morals? Okay, I wonder what this guy thinks about all the other animals out there in the animal kingdom that actually, kill animals live, right? Like eat animals live. Is that immoral, right? Is it immoral when animals in the wild eat each other? I wonder what that guy thinks about that. Because in my opinion, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here, right? It's a dog-eat-dog world out here, and humans are at the top of the food chain for a reason, okay? The protest concluded with a chant, quote, save the planet, save the cows, stop the vegan upcharge now. Cromwell and one other PETA activist who had also glued himself to the counter unattached themselves without incident about 30 minutes later. The report did not indicate whether any charges were filed, although a similar protest at the company's Seattle headquarters had led to the arrest of 2 protesters. Legendary musician Paul McCarthy has also called on Starbucks to end the surcharge for plant-based milks, although he opted to write a letter rather than glue himself to a cafe counter. Okay, I'm not going to read this. I don't care. I don't care to read this. All I got to say is this. I guarantee you, this guy drove a car, right? He didn't take a bus or ride a bicycle to go to Starbucks, right, to protest. And he also should understand that there are a lot of things out there that are not exactly environmentally friendly that he's probably participating in, like having a cell phone or just going to Starbucks in general, right? I'm pretty sure making coffee at your home is more environmentally friendly than making coffee at Starbucks. But I'm just saying, I don't know, man. I don't know. Who am I to tell him what his carbon footprint is? I don't know. But what I do know is that this protest, in my opinion, is silly, and it just shows this guy is ignorant. And I think he's doing this out of attention because it can't be real, right? This cannot be for real. All I'm saying is this. I don't care about your protest. Do what you got to do, but leave so-called people of color out of it. Leave black folks out of it, right? Don't use us as justification for your nonsensical protest. You're making us look bad. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.